An entire convent deceived. 22 years as a nun, but one tiny detail. He was a man. Get ready for a story so unbelievable it feels straight out of a Hollywood screenplay. Imagine living 22 years as a nun, hiding a secret so massive it would change everything. This is the story of Frank Tavares, or better known as Sister Margarita, the nun-man from the Dominican Republic. And let me warn you, this story has it all: tragedy, forbidden love, and a soap opera-worthy ending. It all began when Frank was just 4 years old. After losing his parents in a car accident, he was taken to a convent because his grandparents couldn't afford to raise him. Up to that point, it sounds like a sad but ordinary story, right? But here's the twist. Due to a physical peculiarity, his genitals were so small that even he had trouble locating them. The nuns believed he was a girl and raised him as such. And that's how the identity of Maria Margarita was born. Frank grew up wearing girls' clothing and adopting the habits of the nuns. At age 7, he discovered through a medical exam that he was biologically male, but chose to keep it a secret to avoid being expelled from the only home he'd ever known. And get this, he didn't just keep up the disguise, he took it to a professional level. He faked having periods, wore loose dresses, and never showered in front of the other nuns. That's the kind of dedication you'd expect from a secret agent, not someone living in a convent. But like any good plotline, things started to spiral during his teenage years. Frank began feeling attracted to some of the novices and, well, let's just say celibacy wasn't exactly his strong suit. The result, one of them got pregnant and he was transferred to another convent. And it was there that he met Sylvia, the love of his life. Sylvia also became pregnant and tried to convince Frank to leave the convent and start a family with her. But he was so consumed by guilt over deceiving the nuns who had taken him in that he refused her offer. In the end, his secret was exposed when a compromising letter to Sylvia ended up in the hands of a convent teacher. In 1979, after 22 years living as a nun, Frank was expelled and forced to start his life as a man. Today, at 73 years old, Frank works as a tailor, a skill he learned in the convent, and has written 2 books about his life, The Naked Nun and Crossroads in the Shadows. Though he never met the daughter he had with Sylvia, he still considers her the great love of his life. His story has inspired TV shows and even songs in the Dominican Republic. So, what do you think? Is this story more Oscar-worthy or Grammy-worthy? One thing's for sure, Frank Tavares proved that reality can be far more surprising than any fiction.